Good afternoon, it is a new weekly reading vlog. Hello, it is Monday afternoon, and I'm getting ready to jump in the shower. I've tied my hair up in this fetching bun so that I wash my hair last. So I go in, I wash myself, and then I wash my hair. So I like to keep my hair out of the way because it comes down to down past my shoulder, so it gets really annoying. I've already been to work today. I thought I was going to get up and have a shower, but I felt rough as hell up until about lunchtime today. So I'm going to jump in the shower now. I got about halfway, my goodness, through A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon last night. I am 166 pages in, and I'm enjoying this so much. It is so funny. It is so funny. The humour in this is, I suppose it's almost like early season Buffy camp-esque jokes. They're just I've just had it where they're just sniping at each other, and she's really mad, and she's like, "Oh, what, you're gonna ask me to make a deal now?" And he was like, "Yeah, tell you what, you give me your soul, I'll give you a backbone." I actually laughed out loud. I'm laughing out loud so much at this book. I am enjoying it so much, and it's great. But it's time to go in the shower. My eyelashes look really I decided to put on mascara this morning because I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, "You look like a corpse. You need to do something." So I thought, put on some mascara and we're all good. But I'm freezing. I'm so cold. I don't know if you can see. They're starting to go a bit purple. Because I'm really, really cold. I'm actually not as cold as it can get worse, but yeah. So I'm gonna go jump in the shower, and I think I'm gonna wash my hair. I'm hoping to wash my hair, but I'm also thinking about maybe just waking up tomorrow morning and washing my hair, because then it's freshly washed. So we shall see. If you see me again with not washed hair, you'll know I didn't wash my hair. Hello, it's me. Oh my god, I'm so tired. It is Tuesday, and I was meant to be on Lisa's sprints tonight, but unfortunately her internet has tanked again, and she's not going to be able to host or even go on to sprints, which is really unfortunate. So no sprints tonight. I think we're going to do a backyard with some people. I might even take a nap. I swear, I am so tired. So I put a poll on Twitter to see what book I was to read next, and it's between The Shadow Cabinet and Mina and the Undead. And it looks like Mina got 40% and The Shadow Cabinet got 60%. So probably unsurprisingly, I will be reading The Shadow Cabinet next. Even though I kind of want to read Mina because I feel like it's going to be easier to read. But in saying that, I've got the audio for The Shadow Cabinet, so I can read along with that. It's so big. It's so chunky. And I'm scared. Yeah. The sun has come back out. It got so dark in here that I turned the light on. But it's now really sunny because the clouds have rained out all the rain. I cannot tell you how heavy this rain was when it started. It was dire. But yeah, I am absolutely shattered. And I have so much that I want to get done, which is exhausting me even more. So I think I'm going to start. I really want to get the hallway tidied because it's just getting beyond a joke and it's making me feel really claustrophobic when I come home. So I think I might do that, and I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to listen to The Shadow Cabinet while I'm doing something else because I want to give it 100% of my focus. So I would just be listening to music as I tidy, which isn't too bad. That's not a bad thing. It's just feeling like I have stuff that I need to do, and then more stuff, and just... So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll put some music on and do some tidying and see how I got on. But yeah, I finished A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon last night, and oh my god, it is so funny. Like, this book, it is so funny. There's so many like puns and like things that we would recognize. Well, like, it's basically a contemporary, but if we lived in a fantasy world, like, everything is like our world, but if there was some fantasy, like witches and other magical creatures, etc. So like at one point, she's a sprite of some kind, says to the demon, she's like, "Does it spark joy?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Think about it. Does it spark joy inside you?" And he's like, "Well, no, it doesn't." And she's like, "Well, Marie Kondo that shit." Like, and he's like, "What?" She's like, Marie Kondo. If it doesn't spark joy, get rid of it. And he's like, "Yeah, you're right." And like they throw in like references like that the whole way through, like just the way like we would banter. It's so good, so good. It's so funny. Like, I was reading it while Kay was sleeping, and I had to really try not laugh out loud because some of it just caught me off guard. With some of the stuff they were saying was so out of pocket that it was just like, it took me by surprise and it made me laugh. So yeah, really enjoy it. If you need something lighthearted and just funny, it sort of gave me the same sort of vibes as the X-Hex. So that sort of like magical village on a ley lines, family dynamics, like families being like, the founding families are really important, that sort of thing, but with fantastical creatures, and also, in my opinion, a better plot. Well, not even a better plot, just a better execution, but it's a very similar plot. Like, there's something going wrong, it's dying, that they're trying to figure out what's going on. Like, it's very similar premise wise that way, but there's also like so much more to it that is just, because I feel like the X-Hex was missing so much, and I feel like this gave me what I wanted from the X-Hex, but it's very similar vibes, and it was just fantastic. If you don't like this book, you and I probably aren't friends. Like, not in the case that like I'm going to judge you for not liking the book, but in that this is the kind of stupid humor dad joke style thing that you get from it. Like, this thing was like if somebody dumped out Pia's brain and mixed it with Vicky's. Like, read it and you really, like, if you know those, like, this, nobody else will understand that reference, but it's like my friend Pia's level of dad jokes, Vicky's level of innuendo mind, like, and Tori's, to be fair. That's what it's like. That's what it's like with a character who's got my level of threat to violence. Yeah, it's I really enjoyed it. But yeah, let's get to tidying. I feel like I need to document this. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've just... I'm a ridiculous human being. This situation right now is because I've just watched the trailer for Heartstopper Season 2. And, I mean, we all know I love Heartstopper, but it's a well-seasoned joke between my friends, and anybody can rip into me. It's fine, I don't mind. And I was the most resistant person to read Heartstopper. I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't think I was going to like it. It wasn't for me. Like, I really just was like, absolutely not. And now look at me. Like, I literally read Heartstopper for the first time on the day that the Netflix show released, because I was like, I want to know like what the hype is, but I want to read it before I watch it. So I read it on Webtoons on the day that it came out, thinking I'll read it and then I'll watch it. Read through it all, went to Waterstones, got all the books, came back, read all the books. Yeah, no, I just I just read it on Webtoons. Watched the show, like, all in the one day and binged the whole thing, and it's now, like, one of my favourite things ever. It's one of my comfort things. And this is just ridiculous that this can do this to me. But, oh, season 2's gonna be so good. But I just had to document this for the vlog because the fact that I went from, like, I'm definitely not gonna like this to this in, like, just over a year. Because it's been just over a year since the first season. It's been just over a year since the first time I read Heartstopper, and this is how it makes me feel now. I'm a ridiculous human being. I'm gonna go get a grip of myself. Kinda want to rewatch Heartstopper now. So, shockingly, I'm watching Heartstopper. I'm just watching I got to the last episode last time I rewatched it, and I'm just watching the last episode. So it's the episode where they're doing the sports day. Excuse my mouth, I've just had tikka. So my mouth's a bit swollen, like my lips are a bit from the tomato. Like it gets like, oh, anyway, nobody cares. It's the bit where Nick's come off the pitch, and the kid's standing next to Mr. J, and he's like, sorry, are you not going to tell Nick Nelson he has to finish the game? And Mr. J is like, no, I'm fine. It's just like, I love that teacher. Like, I'm so glad he got a bigger part in this, because he's so, like, he's just so, such a big part of the story, like that heartwarming thing of the teacher that knows what it's like to grow up gay and hiding it, and just, I'm so looking forward to him and Mr. Farouk in season 2. I want some of the, like, other stuff as well, like the teachers' comics, because they're so good. They're so good. Although Mr. Farouk looks like, he looks like the guy that played Victor Crumb, but, like, adult version. And it's like, I'm gonna go back to watching this, and then I will actually read. I swear. I think I might pick up Mina. I know I said I was gonna read Shadow Cabinet, but I just really want, like, I'm in the mood to read Mina and the Undead, so I might just not argue with myself in case of, like, slumping myself. Hello, it is Wednesday. Definitely Wednesday. And, so we may have gone to Waterstones. And I may have done a little bit of damage. So, I'm going to show you what I bought, because what else am I going to do? So this is actually the last thing we bought. Kay grabbed it because I needed one for the buy one get one half price. And that's Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It is got these lovely purple sprayed edges, and it sounds like almost Red Queen-esque from what I read in the back. Kay's interested in it, so she said if I don't read it she will, but I think I will. It sounds interesting. Then I picked myself up a copy of Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I just had to when I saw it. I was like, bugger it, and just grabbed it, because now that I know it's not middle grade, I'm actually really interested in it. So yeah, unfortunately this is a more expensive version, but it is a nice floppy paperback. An Immense World by Ed Young. This is about animal senses, like how they can detect things that we can't, and how that works in the world. And it's got pictures of different animals, and there's like dogs and stuff, and it's so cute, and I'm really excited to... I'm trying to find the dog for you now, and I can't find it, of course. Where's the dog? Give me the dog. There we go. Look at the dog. So it's showing how dogs can see, like the colours the dogs can see. How cool is that? Right. This is Charlie, Love and Clichés by Ella Mays. I don't even know what this is about. I just read the bit in the back that said, perfect for fans of Elena Armas and Ali Hazelwood. And picked it up. Becca, I'm assuming that you'll be interested in this. And then I had to get this. Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is the second one to Secretly Yours, which I already have. The House of Soaring Stars by Beth Cartwright. This just doesn't look like a me book. So floppy. It is, this I think is a historical fiction. It just I don't know. I needed the cover. I'm sorry. I shouldn't cover by, but here we are. And then I've got Stateless by Elizabeth Owine. She's one of my favourite authors. She usually does books about female pilots during the Second World War, and, you know, this looks very much like that's what it is. Yeah, 1937. It's an Elizabeth Owine book. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to buy it. And finally, I got Waypoints by Sam Heughan. This is one I've been humming and hawing about getting, and then I opened it and started reading it, and I was like, do you know what? I really want this. Sam Heughan is someone you might recognise from Outlander. He plays Jamie Fraser, and he's been doing a lot of like stuff around Scotland and books and TV shows and stuff about Scotland, all non-fiction, and I am just really, really interested. And in this, he is travelling the West Highland Way, which is really cool because I've also read Wild by Cheryl Strayed, which is her doing the North Pacific Crest. I can't remember what it's called, but if you've seen Wild movie or read the book, you know what I mean. But this is like the Scottish version of that, almost. So yeah, that's everything I bought. I had managed to get my TBR down to 79 books, and now it's at 87. So we're doing well. We're doing well. Kay also wants me to show you our notebook that she bought. This is the notebook. She likes it because it does this.
Show the magnet. It's so satisfying.
It is satisfying, I'll give you that.
Yeah. And I don't have ADHD.
It's really pretty actually, like the inside. It's a nice, like, soft paper. No idea what she's going to use it for, but it's pretty. Very pretty. Reading wise, I got 106 pages into Mina and the Undead last night before Kay derailed us with her mystery book that none of us can figure out what it is. She saw a book yesterday in Waterstones and decided to tell me about it, but she couldn't remember what it was, so she gave me like a really brief description of what she could remember, and I couldn't figure out what it was, so I asked Vicky and Bobby, and they couldn't figure out what it was, so I put it on the Discord, on Spoops's Discord. Nobody there could figure out what it is, and so we went back into Waterstones today, and the only space in the shelf was where that book had been yesterday. So clearly somebody's went and bought it. So we will never know what the book was. Yeah. And I'm not going to drive you nuts by giving you the description and have you ask, like, it's just not, it's never going to be, we're never going to find it. It's never going to happen. So she said it was one that somebody on BookTube had been talking about, so we'll maybe scrub through some old videos and see. But well. Yeah, so that's what I bought. That's how far I am into Mina. I really want to reread. I really want to continue reading Mina because I was even dreaming about Mina last night. Bless you. So I really want to get finished on that because especially now that I've added 8 more books to my TBR that I'm supposed to be getting down to 50 books. Self-sabotage. Actually, do you know what? It's not self-sabotage, it's kind of self-sabotage. But I'm going to blame Kay because she's the reason that I had to go to Waterstones today. And I wouldn't have bought the books that I bought if it hadn't been for the fact that we were in Waterstones today. But oh well. Not that I'm not going to enjoy every book I've read, and, you know, getting my books down to 50 books is really arbitrary, but yeah. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. It's fine. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. Hello, friends. I am having the Dave Grohl here again at the moment. I've just been filming and editing my August TBR, and I am so tired. I am so tired. And my eyes are hurting, so I'm sitting in the dark. But I've had to put the lamp on because otherwise it's too dark to see me on camera. So I had to put a light on. But yeah, so I don't think I've actually updated you. I finished Mina and the Undead, and I ended up giving it a 2.5, which is, I feel, pretty bad. I don't know if it was just because I was tired. Like, I've been really tired this week. But for me, this was like, it was just a list of things that she wanted to get in the book, and there was no kind of middle section fleshing it out. It was just like, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. Da, 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 da. It was like, slow down, take your time. Like, if I hadn't already known through watching like Vampire Diaries, the originals, reading other books that aren't set in New Orleans, I would not be able to tell you what New Orleans looks like from this book, in some ways, because there's no, to me, there was no setup. And it just was like, these are all the plot points I want to hit, and there was no sort of nuance around it. Not nuance is the wrong word, but like, you know what I mean. But I was enjoying the story. I was intrigued by what was going on. I liked the characters. That's the thing. The characters were really good. It was just the background that for me just didn't hit the way that I wanted it to. So I'm going to read Mina and the Slayers next month, and hopefully it's just like a bump and it'll get better. I don't know. I know so many people love this book. Like, love this book. And I don't know if it's just me. Like I say, I'll read Mina and the Slayers, see how I feel. I might read this at some point as well. But, because sometimes I find that, like, on a reread, it's better. But I was just like, by the end of the night, I was skimming this book to get finished. Because I was just so tired and I just wanted to finish it. So, it might be that. But it was just very, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this book anymore because I know so many people that enjoy it. I've been on things with Amy McCaw and she's lovely and I want her to be a success. So I don't want to talk about this book because it's just like upsetting me now. On that sad note, I've also made the decision to DNF and unhaul Chilling Ones by Veronica Roth. I didn't even get 100 pages into this. I ended up just, again, nothing was happening. It was just constant background bump. And the opposite, actually, to Mina and the Undead. Like, it was like, you know that thing in Greece where it's like, men are rats. Even worse than that, men are fleas on rats. Amoebas on fleas on rats. Like, I could tell you what the amoeba looked like on the flea on the rat. Like, in this thing, because she went into so much detail about stuff that did not matter. Like, you're skipping over the bits that I'm interested in and just focusing on what I'm not interested in. And I just couldn't. I was dragging. It was putting me in a slump, so it is getting unhauled. DNF'd and unhauled, which is really, really unfortunate. Good news wise, I don't have that much left to read for my TBR. I still have to read The Shadow Cabinet, and I'll probably do that over 2 or 3 days, so I don't know if I'll get it finished exactly on time for the month or whatever. But I've started Read Between the Lines. I am 26 pages into this and I'm really, really enjoying it so far. This is just giving me exactly what I wanted. The plot so far is really funny, like these two. So I think this might be... I want to say this is Rosie because she's got curly hair. And this is Jane. But Jane, so Rosie owns a bookshop that her mum owned before she died. And her favourite author is Bree. This is Jane. Jane is Bree. But Jane is also Jane, who is the daughter of the owners of this company that have bought Rosie's bookshop, like the whole building that it sits in, and are going to be knocking it down and building condos. So Rosie, when we open this book, Rosie has received a letter from Jane to say that they're going to be, they're not going to be renewing the lease once it's up. And Rosie's devastated. And Jane then has to go into the store because her niece is like, I want to go into the big store. So they go into the store and they have this like slightly awkward interaction where Jane's like trying to make sure Rosie doesn't know who she is because she knows she's gotten the letter and she knows she'll be upset, but just not quite how upset. But then in the background, there's also Bree and Aurelia, I believe her name is. Aurelia, yeah. So Bree and Aurelia have been speaking on Twitter for a while now, and they have become friends, and they are actually falling for each other a little bit. And of course, we know Jane is Bree, but Rosie is Aurelia, and neither of them know that who the other is really. So this is a really awkward situation, and it's just the way it's working, like, because these two are talking to each other as Rosie and Jane in a professional capacity to do with this shop in the building getting shut down and everything, but then they're also behind the scenes like leaning on each other as friends because they're both finding it really difficult, and they're both like telling the other one like, no, you've got to do, like, you've got to, you know, fight this, and like, or like where Rosie, she's like, oh, but you're only doing your job, and it's going to explode, and I'm so excited. This is a sapphic romance, and so far really, really enjoying it. And then Imogen obviously is the last book I have to actually read for this month's TBR. So I have decided not to read Paris Delacourt is Going to Crumble because it's book 2 in a companion series. So I talked to Tori and she was like, don't do it. It was Tori's choice, but she's like, don't do it. Don't bother. I'll choose something for you to read next month. So she chose one of my books next month, I think, or helped me choose. To be fair, she helped me choose my TBR. So yeah, that's what's happening. I am absolutely shattered. I'm gonna go get my jammies on now and wait for this to finish doing its thing so I can upload it to YouTube, and then I think I'm just gonna go to bed because I'm so tired. It's only 9 o'clock and I cannot tell you how tired I am right now. But yeah, I think I'm run down from stress, and then as well, like, I've got my wisdom teeth are pushing, so now I've got an ulcer in my mouth as well from like biting in my sleep, and my throat's all swollen and my ear hurts and everything, so I'm run down from that. And then it's not that work's been stressful, like, and that what I've had to do for work has been stressful. It's just been stressful in the fact that the person, like my boss, who's the only other person there that does admin, has been on holiday, and it means that I can't just go, I need help with this, or like, I don't know what I'm doing, or like, I can't ask her questions. So I've been having to rely on myself more, which is great because I feel like I've been doing really well, and it's been a big learning curve, and it's been really, really good for me. And a great confidence boost because I've not had that person there to lean on. And the guys that I work with have been amazing. Like, not once has anybody gotten snarky or arsy or anything like that with me. Like, they're all fantastic and so helpful, and really have been bending over backwards to help me, and just like, it feels like I've kind of been accepted into the fold, and it's so nice. But I think the stress of like panicking that I'm gonna be a disaster has just like exhausted me. So yeah, hopefully I can get some sleep tonight, and tomorrow's Friday, so it's fine, it's the weekend. I'm supposed to be going through it Vicky's, but I think I'll go through it. Well, there's a mum's asked if we can look after the dog and the cat, and I think I'm gonna have to not go through to Vicky's tomorrow and just go through on Saturday instead, which is fine because I would have been going through around about tea time on Friday anyway, and then I don't know. We'll have figured it out. Good morning. It is Saturday. I pretty much skipped right over Friday, didn't I? Sorry. So yesterday I went to Vicky's with Pia and Bobby, and we had Tori on backyard sprints. And we went through a whole bunch of Vicky's books and tabbed them for, like, because Vicky gets rid of a lot of her books after she reads them, so it was like a pre sort of like, if you finish this and then get rid of it, I would like this book sort of thing. And we all had a different colour, and even the ones that Vicky was like not going to be getting rid of, we were like, well, would like to read it, would like to borrow it and read it. So we tabbed up all our books. I was like, it was carnage. And now my shoulder really, like, this shoulder is agony. Ow. I've not had any pain meds yet, so agony. I got home at like 3 in the morning, because I decided I wanted to come home, which is probably good because this is the extent of that I can move my arm. So driving today probably would not have been fun, but on the drive I did listen to an audiobook, so I managed to get, let's see, I managed to get up to page 186 of Read Between the Lines, which doesn't feel right for the audiobook. No, maybe, yeah, no, I am. I'm just over halfway through. I'm really enjoying this. This is really good. Thanks very much to Lisa for making me read this. I can't even remember, somebody bought me this. I'm sure somebody bought me this, but I can't find the gift note. It's literally not in the book, which is really sucky. So if you that bought me this, please let me know. I can't remember. I will have thanked you at the time. But I can't remember, and it's really bugging me now. But yeah, really enjoying this, so that's good. I also got a bunch of stuff at Vicky's. So Vicky had a load of stuff she was getting rid of. So this is from Andy Darkin. It says, her spine was steel, her heart was armour, her eyes were fire. So Andy Darkin is a historical fiction based around the children of Vlad the Impaler, in the sort of scope of the Byzantine, the fall of, it's not Babel, what is it called? It was the Byzantine Empire took this city, this walled city, and it's a really interesting piece of history, and I really enjoyed the books. So yeah, when I saw that I was like, ooh, taking that. I also got this, which is a lovely print of Belle. This is from either Illumicrate or Fidelite, I'm not sure, but look at her, she's so pretty. I don't have prints really up on the wall, so I wanted some. And then I got this one as well, which I know it's got Hogwarts on it, and you know, I've gone off, but it's got Hobbiton, Camp Half-Blood, Red London, so I wanted the print. I also took this. It's a notebook. Do I need a notebook? No. But do I love the notebook? Yes. It is windy. Oh, damn. I opened the window because it's too warm in here. But hey ho. And also this Muse of Nightmares Dream Journal. Oh my god. This is backwards. I didn't notice that before. I think this is also a Strange the Dreamer apron. Yeah. Dream up something wild and improbable. Something beautiful and full of monsters. This is a penny apron thing. And lastly, these coasters from Fairy, which are, there we go, which are, I don't know if you can see that because it's shiny. So, even in the future, the story begins with Once Upon a Time. That's from Cinder. She was ready to figure out who she really was, not what anyone else told her to be. It's from Scarlet. She dreamed of deep soul connections and passionate kisses and daring escapades. From Cress. And then she would be brave, she would be heroic, she would make her own destiny. And that's from Winter. Which is the Lunar Chronicles, and I really enjoyed the Lunar Chronicles. I actually just bought the Fairy Loot editions in the sale that they had. I can't get this, but did I just put this in upside down? Yes, I did. It's fine. But yeah, that's the stuff I kind of nicked from Vicky. That was getting rid of. So, impromptu little thing there. So I'm currently watching Lottie Sprints, and I'm gonna drink my tea and take my meds. Oh. And I hope my shoulder doesn't spasm and get stuck. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can finish. We're supposed to be doing like a 24-hour readathon this weekend, where it's like you read for 24 hours. So far I've read for 2. So I kind of need to get on that. But TBR wise, I only have this, the Shadow Cabinet, and Imogen obviously left on my TBR, and they've all got audiobooks, so if I knuckle down and get reading, I could do that this weekend. It is only Saturday. Feels like Sunday, but it's only Saturday, so I've got a bonus day tomorrow. When I tell you, this is probably one of the best things I've bought that I totally forgot about. This is a heat pad thing that goes around your shoulders. This, like, the whole from like my jaw down my neck, my shoulder, down my back, and like round here and everything is all starting to like seize up. So I've been wearing this now for a while. I think it's actually switched off because I've been wearing it so long. It has like a timer on it so you don't burn yourself. And I'm feeling so much better. I need to get food though, so I'm gonna have my Domino's from yesterday, and there's no and really that I'm gonna have food. Didn't finish the pizza yesterday, so I can have some pizza today, which is great. I've read no more. I've been watching YouTube because I've got so many videos again to watch. But I'm falling asleep. I'm so warm, and like I might take a nap. Hello, it's later. I'm feeling a little bit better. I finished Read Between the Lines. I really liked this. It was really, really good. It's on Kindle Unlimited with an audio like edition on the Kindle. So feel free to go read it. It is a female-female romance between Rosie and Jane, and I really liked it. It was a fantastic story. It never once went where I thought it was going to go. Like formulaically, I was like, oh yeah, this is how it's going to go. It didn't. It did not. And it didn't have one of those really like bad third act breakups. Like it did have one because obviously it's a romance novel still, but it was more reasonable. Like, you know, some of them are just a bit ridiculous. This one worked really, really well. I really, really enjoyed this, and this is the kind of thing I would love to see as a TV show or a movie. It would be like one of those, like, again, kind of like those Netflix Christmas movies, like Princess Switch and stuff like that sort of level of like movie, not like a big Hollywood production style thing, but that's kind of what it's perfect for. Like, those are my favourite Christmas movies, so like it's not a diss at all. I just to kind of give you the idea of the storyline. Really, really love this. This is the first time I've read a female adult romance. Because I know, obviously, One Last Stop is... is One Last Stop the only other female romance? I might be talking nonsense, I don't know. But yeah, I just thought I'd update you on that. I now only have the Shadow Cabinet and Imogen, obviously, left on my TBR. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to read. Because I am sore and tired, so it will be one of those. But I just don't know which one. But it's now Sunday. Monday is the last day of the week, so last day of the month, even. So I've only got today, tomorrow, and Monday. But that's 2 books to read in 3 days. That's totally doable. So we shall see. Hello, it is Sunday. I am on sprints currently with Becca, Siobhan and Smash. I was late because I did not sleep well, and I fell asleep after taking painkillers in the morning when I woke up because my painkillers had run out. And then I fell asleep because the pain started to recede and my body was like, oh god, we need sleep. So yeah. Update on the shoulder first. It is still quite painful. Like, I can't move my head past here to turn it that way. This is as far that way. I can normally get my head quite far back. This is fine. Ow. Okay, it just popped. That is not fine. And this is as far as I can get my head down without it hurting. Ow. 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 Okay, yeah. We're sore. And it's just generally sort of, it feels like something's lodged up behind my shoulder blade. And it's probably because all the muscles have like tightened up and spasmed Kay was feeling it last night when she was putting Volta on my back, and she was like, yeah, I can feel I can feel it. I'm like, alright. So yeah, I've injured my trap, which is fun. I'm currently on painkillers and I'm trying to keep up like gentle movements, because that's the best way to really, like, you don't want to hold really, really still, because then it can freeze your shoulder. I keep forgetting and then moving, and I'm like, ow, like I get a sharp pain. The dull pain, it's not even dull pain, it's like, imagine you were lying down and there was a tennis ball underneath your back at your, like, the bottom of your shoulder blade, and you're lying on top of that tennis ball and you can't get rid of it. That's what it feels like that kind of like, ow, pain. Sometimes I really, really hate having EDS. I mean, most of the time I really, really hate having EDS, but like the times when it's even more painful. And the problem is I need to jump in the shower, and I need to wash my hair, and that's gonna be really difficult. So, woohoo! Currently, I'm away to start Imogen. Obviously, I've caught up with my watch later as much as I want to. So, Imogen obviously and Shadow Cabinet are the two that I still need to read. So I'm going to read. I'm going to start reading Imogen obviously because I'm on Becca Sprints, and this is a book that Becca loves. So yeah, wish me luck. This is over 400, like just over 400 pages. This is a long book for a young adult. It's a young adult for a contemporary anyway. Like, it's a long book, so yeah, I'm really excited. This Becca keeps saying this is like a love letter to bisexual teens, and like our generation's bisexual teens, really, and what we went through. So I'm excited to read that. I wonder how I will be able to relate to this, because I didn't really realise my sexuality until much past my teens. So, well, not much past my teens, but much past this level of teens. So, we shall see. I probably won't update anymore. Well, we'll see. I'll challenge myself to get at least 100 pages in today. I'm 12 pages in and this book is coming for me. Yeah, just a little funny note. Like, I'm one chapter in. This is the first chapter. Like I said, 12 pages. And we all know, or I assume, we all know that Imogen is bisexual. But at the moment she is, what was it says in the back? Hopelessly heterosexual. And there's so many comments, so many things in this about her being, so far, about her being like straight and heterosexual, and being worried about taking up space in queer spaces because she's straight, and this, that, and the next thing, and the way it's written and everything. Oh God, tell me why that's me. Like, even to this day, I see things about queer people and I'm like, yes, I am an ally. And it's like, you're married to a woman. You're pansexual. You're not a straight ally. You are one of the queers. You need to remember this. Like, why is that me? Good evening. It is after 11 on Sunday night. I've read the entirety of Imogen, obviously, in pretty much one go. Yeah, I absolutely loved this. It felt, I don't even know. This was rage-inducing, and yeah. This, I can't even think of like words right now, but basically this follows Imogen, who is absolutely straight. She's straight. She's, you know, the straightest person you've ever met. She's really, really straight. Really straight. And basically it's her sort of coming to the terms with the fact that she's not straight. While also having one of those friends who is queer and is the ultimate sort of decision maker and friggin' emperor of all things queer because they are queer. And, you know, she's decided that Imogen's strange. She's deciding how Imogen could be, and she decides what is acceptable and what's not acceptable for queer people and how straight people want to act and if they want to be allies. You know those people. You know those people? Those people. Incandescent rage is how I felt towards Gretchen. Yeah. So well done, Becky Albertalli. And also incandescent rage about that, because the only way Becky Albertalli can write these characters as well as she can is because she has encountered these characters. Gretchen is like a distilled version of all of those people. You know those people that ended up with Kit Connor having to come out? All those people that ended up with Becky Albertalli having to come out? All those people that claim that they are allies and then force people out of the closet? Those people. That's a Gretchen. But Gretchen is also queer. But, you know, she just has the best interests of queer people at heart. So, like, she doesn't want anybody to have to, like, force to come out. But, you know, how is she meant to know, like, fucking idiot. Honestly, I used to have a friend who was a Gretchen. We all know a Gretchen. If we're queer, she's the one that, you know, gets to decide who's queer enough. And if they're doing it the right way, and even things like Imogen saying that she finds certain women attractive, Gretchen's like, I find that really offensive because you're straight and you're saying that you think this woman's attractive, and me, as a queer person who actually finds women attractive, like, that's such appropriation. I'm not kidding. That is like just my version of a conversation they actually have in this book. I hate Gretchen. Anyway, moving on. Excellent job. Well done, Becky. Like, fantastic. Read this book. Read it. Just go read it. Just do it. Then instead of starting the Shadow Cabinet, because my brain has just decided to vacate the skull, I picked up The Ladies of Vamp. I'm now 86 pages into this, and it's time for bed because I'm absolutely shattered and I have work tomorrow, and I still need to go in the shower tomorrow because it just was not happening today, because my shoulder is still seriously painful. So here's hoping Kay's still awake so she can put Voltarol on my back. If not, I might just wake her up because I'm a terrible person. But yeah, this has been a PSA. So that's the end of the vlog. Hopefully next week. Tomorrow is the 31st. It's the last day of July, so hopefully I can finish this. If not, don't really care that I've not finished it in July. And then next week we get started on all the readathon ones. TBR. Yeah. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I cannot think of an emoji. I'm always like this. This is always. So, let's do something for Imogen, obviously. Give me a blue heart emoji if you got this far and you want to let me know that you're here. And I will see you in the next video.